Made some choices for a profit. That's my logic. I'ma take it to the coffin. Just being honest.
Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Raiders and the Saints, all that and more, coming up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here, as it will be the AFC champion Las Vegas Raiders taking on the NFC champions, the New Orleans Saints. And we will not have a return, so the first drive of the Super Bowl will begin at the 25. Carr right away going to look to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Foster Moreau. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Carr. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. To throw, it's Carr. Fighting through pressure. But he can't get away forever, and down he goes.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
From midfield, here's Carr. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Anytime they think they've got him open beyond the markers, you know they're going to throw it his way. And that's not going to change even after that incompletion was forced.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Carr. Renfrow bringing it in over the middle. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Throw for it on 4th down. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And this defense holds on the night's opening drive. And that could be a major momentum swing here early.
Because the defense stopped them. How great is that? They go for it on the first drive of the game. They're the ones trying to establish something, trying to assert a little dominance. And guess what? You turn it back on them and give the ball to your own offense. I agree with you. It can change momentum in a big way.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Hill. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. Touchdown, New Orleans! Chase Claypool with a first touchdown of this Super Bowl and a long one at that. And the Saints are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. Cody Parkey is on now for the point after. Oh, this is blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. There he goes, right side. He's at the 40, past the 20, and all the way into the end zone, and that's 2 points. Well, I think I need an oxygen mask after those last 2 plays, CD. The long touchdown followed by the even longer return on the block PAT.
I wonder if after that long touchdown, if someone actually needed a play off and didn't take it, and maybe that was the breakdown in protection led to the block.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Carr. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Carr to throw. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Got a man open. It's Ross. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Russell. Pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now they'll pitch it out here. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Saints will add to their first quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw his car. And he'll find Moreau here. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Throwing now is Carr. And able to complete it to Moreau. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 3 catches for him now in this first quarter of the Super Bowl.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams that just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. And we are back and ready to go for the 2nd quarter of the Super Bowl. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Now Carr. And it's caught. Touchdown Raiders. Foster Moreau from 8 yards out. And the Raiders have got it back to within a score. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And Hardman going to go ahead and sit on this one as it'll come out to the 25.
Okay, ready?
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
2nd and 11. And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. There's Chris Olave. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. They'll look to throw again. He finds Watson. It's caught. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Back to throw again. And he's got it. Touchdown. touchdown. And the Saints continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. This time, the extra point up and good, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Carr. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. Oh, it's a wobbler here. Just a 25-yard punt. Not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. Now a 1st down carry. It's Hill. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Going again on the ground here with Hill. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the 1st. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Open man, completes it to Claypool. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That's good for 28 yards.
Let's go now.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. Now they send a man in motion right. On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He was trying to get his 2nd touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a 2nd. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Now here's Hill. And he is is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Saints are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl. The PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play. And that flag accepted. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Carr, he finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you're doing like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Carr, and he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And that will be incomplete.
I'll tell you what, these last couple of drives, much better from a defensive perspective. They gave up a touchdown on the opening drive, and then after forcing a punt on their last possession, it looks like they're going to get the football back again.
They'll go for it. It's Carr. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And, oh, it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in.
Good defensive call right there because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route. And he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from making another catch to his big start.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I thought that was a completed pass until he came in and forced the ball from his hands. Not only did he make a nice play, he brings up 4th down.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And that'll keep this a 19-point game.
One of the few things that hasn't gone right in this first half. They had a chance there for late points, but this one winds up off the mark.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
And maybe a chance for a quick completion and then a long field goal try. We'll see.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. The final shot here before half for Carr. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And I would imagine this is where you have to take stock of the situation, CD, and say, gosh, we're halfway to the Lombardi Trophy. Let's not slow down now.
And I like the way you went there. Let's not slow down now, because the first half certainly went their way. And I would expect them to continue that type of a game plan. But you're right. You do think back to Super Bowl 54. 49ers had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, couldn't hold on. So plenty can still happen.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
They'll go with Hill here on first down. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. They'll look to throw now on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Russell. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. How can you get much more balance than this? Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson. And they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. First down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Back to throw here. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Russell. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a second down here.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position.
The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up.
He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
Let's go now.
They'll try to pound it in with Hill. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Now back to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Saints are starting to open things up here in this Super Bowl.
Parkey adds the extra point, and that will bump the lead up to 26. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late. That wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it.
It's caught at the 10.
And he's going to be pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. It's a big play there for Vegas.
49 yards.
It's your first drive of the second half. You're down on the scoreboard. Maybe just say to yourself, let's take a shot, see if we can shake them up. And boy, they hit that.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Shotgun now for Carr. This is caught. Touchdown. Foster Moreau, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Raiders get a bit closer.
Well, it seemed like they were so focused elsewhere, they forgot about the tight end spot, and he's the one that burns him there to make this a 3-score game here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
I think there might be a little bit of defensive fatigue from those guys on that side of the ball, partner, because they've been spending their time trying to stop them from all angles. This time the tight end gets them.
So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense. That's 2 points for them, but he identified an open target and put it right on him.
And bring this out to the 25. No return there for Hardman. The
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off. Down the left sideline. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. Now a 10th carry for Hill. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and goal. They're going to look to throw. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Russell. Touchdown, Saints. A great effort there with his 3rd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Saints are starting to pour it on to the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl. Parkey with the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive 1st and 10. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. To throw, it's Carr. Renfro bringing it in over the middle. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. Well, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And it'll be a turnover on downs. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Throw left side complete. That's Russell. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Well, fans expect these primetime slots to deliver some of the best games each week. And, well, one team has certainly followed through with that tonight. Just an absolute clinic, Charles, on offense here. And they don't seem to be done trying to drive that football.
Yeah, and continue your theme about one team enjoying it. One fan base is enjoying it as well. The other fan base, they might disagree with what they've seen, but the one that's winning, they're certainly getting their money's worth.
Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the 2nd score there. Yeah, boy, a good surge defensively. It'll depend on the mark, but I'm not sure he got there. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
They'll run for it with Hill. And he didn't get there. Knocked backwards to the 2-yard line. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Raiders hang tough down near the goal line. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. Tackle there by Big Jordan Davis.
And while they hope to continue this drive, it's really already mission accomplished. They've given enough space now that they have to punt the ball. They've done so with that first run.
second down. Jacobs once more.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. The offense on third down tonight, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 7. Catch made. It's Moreau. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8. Once again, it's Jacobs. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. New Orleans adding some depth to the secondary. They've got 6 DBs out there now for 3rd. From the gun, it's Carr. And that is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Now Carr, gotta have this one. And it's gonna be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. They give it to Hill running right. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
42 yards rushing for him now to this point.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Now it looks like he'll throw here. His throw caught at about the 5. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now Parkey for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing, and partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dive. Now Carr. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Carr to throw for it on 4th down. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now the football is going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line.
19, Driver, 19.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. He will push his way down to about the 14. Keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
They'll look to throw here.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Picked off by Denzel Perryman.
And the Raiders force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10.
Well, this D, particularly the secondary, has been picked apart in points here tonight. They finally, though, get to the quarterback in a pick.
And we know this about him. He loves night games, loves the spotlight, loves being the center of attention. I will bet you that he ran off the field almost chuckling to himself. They finally got one. They finally got me.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. The Saints say they have it, and they do. And that might just submit it. A return for a late touchdown. Now Parkey for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play.
And a decisive advantage became even more decisive. They already had the win in hand, but they keep pressing the tempo, and they pile on with another touchdown reception.
Would you consider that touchdown a reward to all the tight ends on their roster for their effort today? Not just running their routes, but all the time they spent in the trenches, laying down blocks, doing the little things to help that offense succeed. And for doing all of that, they definitely wanted one of their tight ends to get a touchdown to really seal this blowout.
One final try now for Carr. And that's caught for the additional 2 points. It'll only matter to the final scoreline, and that is the final act of this game. And the Lombardi Trophy is headed back to the Bayou. The New Orleans Saints, Super Bowl champions. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way. Didn't have to face some adversity in the journey. And now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all offseason, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.
got your best friend hanging out the arm, though.